Should be good. Gonna knock out a couple today. Again.
Prepare
Tomorrow I have an
battle.
infusion, so probably won't cover anything tomorrow. Just because that infusion's at like 2 o'clock. And I don't know, that the infusion usually puts me out for a couple days or so. So, let's see. Axe, double stout? No. Axe, Disruptor, Viper mid with Phantom Lancer safe lane and the Shadow Shaman for the Radiant. And then over for the Dire, you've got Earth Spirit, Sand King with DK, Gyro, and Phoenix.
30 seconds to battle.
So we'll see how this goes, how this ends up. I do like the Gyro, although at times, you know, by himself, and maybe not the best. So we'll see how he's able to perform here. I like it with the Phoenix. I think, really,
The battle begins.
and the Radiant might struggle to take out the Supernova if they're not too careful. But if this game goes long enough, I think Phantom Lancer should be able to overwhelm this Dire team. And then you've got the Axe. You know, you get a blink in there with a nice call. Right clicks coming in from the Viper and Phantom Lancer. I think, yeah, you could really see yourself, at least for the Radiant, getting ahead when the game goes late. And that's if it goes late enough. So we'll have to see. Again, I always try to make sure I don't know who wins these games. I click on them and press watch as fast as I can before any of the outcome is ruined. Because then it kind of ruins the game. So you know, I gotta make sure that I still am surprised in all these games. A lot of damage from that Rocket Barrage, as well as the Icarus Dive on top of it. Axe with just the counter helix isn't exactly the strongest at the beginning of this game. And what I'd rather see him do is come cut the creeps. You know, what you see in pro games, or what you used to see in pro games at this time, was Axe would go double stout shield, go counter helix as well as the battle hunger, and then cut creeps. Anybody came by, you battle hunger them and make them pay. And sometimes you would get the second level in the battle hunger just to really mess with them. Because that DPS early on is nothing to joke about. First blood over bottom, but they might be able to get the gyrocopter. Battle hunger comes out, they'll get the kill. Meanwhile, Phantom Lancer gets the kill over bottom on the Sand King. And what does Sand King have that he gets caught out here? Just Burrow Strike, so no way to really get out, and actually end up trading. Phoenix gets the kill there onto Axe, and then Disruptor ends up finishing the Phoenix. The Rocket Barrage comes out, but the bad positioning coming out from the Gyrocopter makes it so that Rocket Barrage doesn't do that much damage. Battle Hunger will be placed onto the Gyrocopter. See how far the Axe is willing to give chase. And now the Sunray right on top of him, but a lot of creeps here. Needs to spin to win. Ends up taking out the Gyrocopter, who just came back to lane again. But DK making the rotation, trying to kill the Disruptor, and with the Icarus Dive, it'll be an easy trade there. So another 2 for 1, but this time in the favor of the Dire. So Axe walking all the way back to lane. Again, just Axe sitting a little further back. He doesn't need to bring this under the tower to the creeps. He can let this lane push out a little bit and use that counter helix to just, you know, farm as much as he wants. Level 3 here for the Sand King. 2 in the Burrow Strike, 1 into the Caustic Finale. The lane pushing up quite a bit. And, well, this is alright for the Phantom Lancer, getting a lot of experience. Which is nice, but top Disruptor found again, but the Battle Hunger coming through on the Phoenix. Boulder Smash lands on both the Disruptor as well as this Axe. They're still trying to get the kill on the Disruptor, but he won't be able to make it under the tower. Phoenix comes back, ends up dying. Rocket Barrage right on top with the Rolling Boulder once again. Battle Hunger placed onto the Gyrocopter. We'll put that homing missile out, but if he's able to sneak to the tower, he should be... yeah, he should be fine. Disruptor coming back there to the shrine might have been a little bit awkward had they stayed aggressive. The DK moving from the lane, going to get the bounty rune. This leaves the lane open for the Viper, who's behind the DK at the moment, 21 and 8. Give a level to this Earth Spirit, or at least, you know, keep him by for some experience. Meanwhile, Axe is about to hit level 4. He's got 2 in the Battle Hunger. I respect that, but again, I think cutting the creeps would have been the optimal call here. Glimpse. Not too far back. The homing missile does land. He goes into the call, so that's not bad either. Keeping them close, you know, don't go too heavy in the counter helix if you're not going to be cutting creeps, but if they're going to be running at you, why not have the call, get the extra armor, try and get a kill. He's got a Mango just in case. He's not on that Vanguard just yet, still about 900 gold away. Once he gets that, he can be more confident in the lane. The good thing is, at least for him, he's got the Ring of Health. So he's got that extra regen to help him stay in this lane, which is nice. Shouldn't really be pushed out unless they heavily commit to him. And Disruptor level 4 here too. Might be able to just rotate or something. Kind of open up the lane a little bit more for Axe. Give him a couple more levels. Give him a bit more farm. If he's able to push away both the Gyro and the Phoenix. Viper over mid. The Rolling Boulder comes out. The Boulder Smash pushing back into the lane. He is level 6 here, but nobody rotating for the Radiant. If they just had one rotation, they would probably be able to save him, but Dragonite just chasing him down, and I guess the rotations don't come out because over bottom, Phantom Lancer gets a kill again onto the Sand King. So both offlaners with a little bit of trouble, but now as I say that, are able to get the kill on the Phoenix with the Axe as well as the Disruptor. So they get themselves one. Bottom gets one. Viper does end up dying, but again, not the worst thing in the world. One of the cool things about this Disruptor Axe combination, and I don't know if they're going to be good enough to land something like this, is, maybe, yeah, definitely think they're good enough, or should be good enough. One of the things you can do is glimpse, and you see that glimpse spot that he's going to appear in, and get ready to call there. You know, before you have a Blink Dagger or something, if you're trying to give chase. This Viper against the DK is going to be nice as well. You know, break that Dragon Blood, break that regen, break that extra armor. Make this a lot easier to just right-click through the DK. Treads picked up for the DK. Tranquil's picked up here for the Axe. I think he just could have held out on the Vanguard. I don't really think he needed the Tranquils, to be quite honest. The regen's always good, but at the same time, you're right-clicking here. Your Tranquils aren't going to be active too much, and you've already got the Ring of Health to get that extra regen up. Maybe you go something else. Arcane Boots are always okay. I think Phase Boots are pretty cool, too. But, again, this is coming from a trash-tier player, so it's not exactly like I'm doing anything crazy. Phoenix is going to die to the Disruptor, so now they don't have Phoenix to go in on this. With Earth Spirit and DK coming over. Nice kinetic field, building some space. The silence doesn't matter. He's already used the kinetic field to stay away from these two heroes. The DK is level 7, but they do have a level 6 Axe, so you get too low, and, well, that could just be your life. And they send the gyrocopter over bottom, who dies anyway. So he's unable to really find a lane to call home. The DK's doing well. He's top of the net worth. Way in front of this Viper. So things that are going right for the Dire, at least for right now. They're having that DK ahead. TP the DK over bottom. Ooh, okay. Again, just constantly rotating, and the DK could sit mid, could take advantage of the fact that the Viper is further behind. He is level 8 now, so the Viper with the bottom moving over into the jungle, using the Nether Toxin to farm. And again, bottom, we take a look. See the Elder Dragon form. Burrow Strike actually short, and into the Sandstorm. Rolling Boulder will land onto the Shadow Shaman. They've got the Thunder Strike on top of the Sand King, but it won't keep the Shadow Shaman alive. The Geomagnetic Grip silences up the Shadow Shaman, but again, or silences up the Phantom Lancer, but that's it.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they've got the Shackle over bottom. They're still pushing in on this bottom lane. They've got Phantom Lancer here.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now this axe is cutting creeps. It's a little late. It's a little later on, but it's good. It's going to help the creeps push in and get this tier 1 tower, especially when nobody's defending. They're going for a tier 1 of their own. This could definitely be defended. Serpent Wards are going to be committed to the defense. And they'll Storm Glimpse and Kinetic Field with the Shackle. So they'll get the kill here and a call coming through onto the DK. A lot of damage coming out. The Viper Strike comes through as the Viper made the rotation. This should be 3 kills here. Especially if just right-click him and he should be able to dunk. Get the kill anyway. He doesn't end up dunking, but a good defense there. They took the tier 1 over top. They defend their tier 1 over bottom. They get a bunch of kills. 4,000 net worth lead here for the Radiant, really putting it together. Putting it together well, too. It looked like they weren't really being too mobile early on, especially when we saw the Viper get dove here on the tier 1 tower. I was surprised that when you've got supports that can glimpse or shackle, make sure you can keep the Viper safe. They didn't move over, and I was a little shocked at that, but now they're starting to look like they're on all cylinders here. So things are looking relatively good. Diffusal Blade for the Phantom Lancer soon. He's only level 7. You'd definitely like to get a little bit more farm, but oh boy. Now they look at the DK, Viper Strike, and the Nether Toxin with the Blink Call coming on top of the Nether Toxin to hold him close. The Magnetize comes out. Looks like they're going to lose the Disruptor to Magnetize. Is the DK going to be able to make it out? The Breathe Fire, Dragon Tail, Nether Toxin. They'll get the kill to lose the Viper. And now you really need this axe to at least trade onto the Earth Spirit, but the nice Boulder Smash to push away this axe, make sure he doesn't get called. The Sunray on top, and 3 kills now for the Dire, cutting in to the net worth, lowering it from 4K to 2K.
I'll take your tribute.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This Earth Spirit's been doing a lot of work. He's 2-0-4, having a really good game, but he comes in a little too far, gets hexed for a moment, and a little low on mana to the point where I don't know if he exactly wants to try and go in here. It would be a risk, that's for sure. You want to have a little bit more mana than 87. Your skills do cost quite a bit. No arcane boots on the Sand King. This should help alleviate this situation.
Radiant's
Should be
bottom
immediately
tower is
used.
under
They both
attack.
hold mana. I don't know why they're holding. There we go.
Dire's
Extra on the DK, but it's not stopping anything. Burrow Strike comes out. That lands on both these heroes. Static Storm on top with the Supernova coming in. And this is just going to be 2 kills for the Dire and the tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
All the while, Axe continuing to cut. Still going into the Vanguard, but he's got the Blink Dagger, and that
Dire's
is
top tower
a
is
big
under
component here. To Blink Call, get Nether Toxin on top, it can lead to a lot for the Radiant if they put it together. But again, it's Phantom Lancer who's not terribly behind, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
we talked about him
structures
being
are
level
fortified.
7 a couple minutes ago. He hasn't exactly gotten the most experience. Now he's level 8. Gonna look for the DK. There it is. Viper Strike, Nether Toxin with the call. The call down coming out, but they'll get the kill here onto the DK. They'll look for more. Sunray on top. And Epicenter started, but into the Nether Toxin. He's just going to stand there. They'll lose the SK, take the Viper, go for the Disruptor. Kinetic Field locking these 2 heroes down, but the Rolling Boulder and the Boulder Smash coming out. Earth Spirit helping to get a kill. They'll get another one here on the Axe as the homing missile hits. Serpent Ward's placed down for what? Boulder Smash. Ether Shock. Earth Spirit needs to be careful, but the Hexes he's trying to roll out. And now when you've stayed this long, you'll end up losing your life. So this is what's essentially becoming the problem. And you try to Rocket Barrage, and Shadow Shaman just gets 2 kills. What are you doing?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What are you doing?
Radiant's middle
9
tower
heroes
has
died.
fallen.
2 of which really didn't need to. Shadow Shaman threw Serpent Wards in a pretty poor spot, and you kind of just gave him 2 kills for what could have been the worst placing of Serpent Wards I've seen in a long time.
Dire's middle
Top of the net worth still is the DK. He's got the Armlet going into the Shadow Blade, following that up, or actually taking the lead now is the Axe, who's had a lot of time to just farm over in this top lane. They should really be giving that up to the Phantom Lancer, but Phantom Lancer over bottom, he's still without this Diffusal Blade. I really thought he was going to finish it up sooner than... Oh, okay. That's why he's out of cash. Nullifying my point, which is fine. Always happy to get my point nullified mid-sentence. So, Blink Call onto the DK. Down, coming from the Gyro. Though. A lot of rotations. This is a dead Axe. Again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, though. DK, need to be careful. Have the glimpse. They've only got supports here who are staying a really long time. This is too long for them to be okay with this, because they're both going to die the longer they stay. The Boulder Smash hits onto one, the Geomagnetic Grip onto the Shadow Shaman. Burrow Strike, Sunray, he'll die. That gives the Disruptor a way out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
This game has been pretty close for the first 20 minutes. No one really taking a lead, holding on, and, you know, looking towards the late game is good for this Radiant team. But at the same time, I've seen some strength here from the Dire so far. But as I say, the Nether Toxin right on top of the DK. Viper Strike hit him as well. Axe won't fall. He'll back off, and the Supernova will be used in the backline. So finally get the kill with the Spirit Lance onto the DK. Supernova coming out. Double damage over top. Axe escaping. And look at this regen as he comes forward with 34 regen. Or 34 per second. The health regen's nice. The Tranquils are good. Again, at the time, I didn't think he really needed them, but they're okay here. Static Storm placed on top of the SK. Still trying to get this kill on the Disruptor. They won't find it. Arcane Boots coming through, and the Magnetize doesn't actually land on the Disruptor. They should have the kill regardless as Phoenix comes in. The Burrow Strike lands onto the Shadow Shaman. Serpent Ward's placed. Trying to kill this Phoenix. Unable to finish him, and now they go after the Serpent Wards, but they need to be careful. Nether Toxin placed down, and the Serpent Wards hit away at the SK, who ends up dying. Almost has Blade Mail, Diffusal Blade for the Phantom Lancer, but he's got 2,000 gold saved up. And Axe on top, a little ahead of himself.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Holy Missile. Kinetic Field keeps him away for a moment. He's still trying to run, and the right click's coming out from the Gyrocopter. DK's nearby. He'll get over to the Shrine and pop it. Now back these heroes off. Being by that Shrine, an opportunity to TP in. They don't have the Axe at the moment, so, you know, the control is a little bit lacking here for the Radiant team. They have Shackle. They've got the Kinetic Field, but other than that, they're relying heavily on the Blink calls. And when Axe continues to push over top and he's not with his team, the opportunity to get picked off is, you know, heavily there. So, you know, when you're talking about the Dire in the lockdown they have, with the stun that Earth Spirit provides, the Burrow Strike that Sand King has, the Dragon Tail, Homing Missile, there's a lot here for the Dire to work with. Kinetic Field on top of the Blink Call with this. Doing a lot of damage to the Gyrocopter, but here comes the call down. Boulder Smash and the Rolling Boulder aren't going to land, but Axe is in trouble. Magnetize comes out, Static Storm in a piss poor spot, but they'll get the dunk here onto the Gyrocopter and the kill onto the Earth Spirit anyway. DK rotates over, the Sunray on top. Axe ends up falling. So this is not nearly as worth it as maybe they would have liked it to be. They're going to lose the Viper on top of all this, so this has really gone horribly for the Radiant who initiated all that.
I'll take that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Even at 23 minutes in.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Quickly.
There's the Blade Mail from the Axe. That's going to help a lot to finish these kills off. Battle Lancer's grabbed an ulti orb. Probably going for that Mantis style. See how long it takes for him to get it. This Earth Spirit, good chunk of farm ahead of his Gyrocopter. That's one of the things that worries me about this Gyrocopter. He's gone into the Mask of Madness, but it just seems like it's kind of lacking. The call does land onto the Earth Spirit, but they've got the Burrow Strike to follow it up. The Kinetic Field comes through. On top of that is the Static Storm, so a lot of damage being dealt here to the SK as well as the Earth Spirit. The call glimpses him back, but Axe, again, ends up dying. Blade Mail on cooldown. Nothing he could do about that one. They'll lose the Phantom Lancer as well. Oh, man. Dire, every single time the Radiant come in, the Dire make the counterplay, and it works.
What have we here?
And the Dire putting on a lot of pressure to this Radiant team, who are running out of answers. Lose the Shadow Shaman. And they're going to lose the Viper, too. This is not going well. And actually, the homing missile goes towards the Disruptor after getting that kill on the Viper. Could have been in trouble, but he's fine. Link call. This is under the tower. He didn't pop the Blade Mail for this, and now it finally comes in too late. They're throwing themselves one after the other at these heroes. They'll go after the DK. They'll get the kill, and this is off Dire just staying too long. Not because the Radiant are actually, you know, doing something that's going to benefit them. That Axe going in was a complete poor play, especially that he didn't pop the Blade Mail until after the call was over. The Axe was top of the net worth. He's slowed down very heavily since that point. At the center, with the Blink Burrow Strike on top of the Shadow Shaman, they'll get the kill. This 2,000 net worth lead, just 26 minutes in. The highest net worth lead was 4,000 for the Radiant. XP, though, Dire very much ahead. Again, if this goes super late, I can see the Radiant winning, but they need to change the way they're going after these fights. They continue to go in one after the other, and it just seems like they've got a little bit of save your friend syndrome or be the hero syndrome. Those are a little bit different. You know, the Axe trying to be the hero, he wasn't exactly saving his friends, goes in, blinks, and calls, but doesn't pop Blade Mail, now puts himself in a really bad spot. They're under a ward here, so, you know, Dire know that this is coming, or at least they should if they're aware of their map. And Phantom Lancer... Pause? Coming out? Just kind of standing still for a moment? There's Dire vision right here. If they were to jump on that quicker, they could have gotten the kill, and they're actually going to jump in. The Blink call comes out of the DK. They'll bring Gyrocopter over. There's the Blade Mail getting caught. The Viper Strike comes out of the DK, but the Burrow Strike lands on the Viper. Rolling Boulder in. Boulder Smash lands on 2, and the Magnetize comes out on multiple heroes. So they get the kill onto the DK as well as the Gyrocopter. This isn't going as well as it could have for the Dire. They lose the Courier on top of that. The call comes out on the Earth Spirit. He tries to walk back to the Axe, but he's already rolling bouldered away, ends up dying anyway. Supernova comes out, burning the Viper to his death. Can the Disruptor do it? Yes, he can. Whew. That was close. But that is a full team wipe there for the Radiant. And the Dire had the vision. They had the knowledge of this, but once you go to the high ground and you go towards this shrine area, you're asking for trouble. Going in a little bit too far. A point where Radiant can take advantage. And they did. This is going to cause a high ground push from the Radiant. They've got Serpent Wards. They've got the Meteor Hammer on the Disruptor. Got to try and defend. This should be at least a tier 3, but I say that. And they're already backing out. Call down comes through. Shadow Shaman, no need to be there. They'll end up dying. They'll hold him back with Static Storm as well as the Kinetic Field. The tower! A couple Serpent Words left, and it gets denied by the Earth Spirit.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
So they get the tower, they lose the Shadow Shaman, they take a 3,000 net worth lead. Viper and Phantom Lance are still sitting top of the net worth right now. Manta style here for the Phantom Lancer. What's he going to go for next? Sometimes you see at this point, they've got the Diffusal, they've got the Manta, and they go for a Heart for the Phantom Lancer, making him very hard to kill, especially if he could get these levels, continue to just farm up, and get the broken Doppelganger cooldown. Back when this replay was made. The you can't touch me, I'm always doppelganging. And that's it. Sewer Edge for the Viper, which is alright. You know, that's going to give another way of break here for the Radiant, which will be good against this DK. If he's able to slip out of that Nether Toxin, you're able to continue to keep the break on top of him. Looks like they're setting up for a smoke here on the Dire side. 5-man. Not making up their mind. They want to farm this camp first. There it is. The Silver Edge finish for the Viper, so he has that extra break. Immediately makes me think of the Linkin Park song. The smoke ends up breaking. And they blink forward, but Viper's over here at the Ancient Camp. He'll still get spotted. And now he needs to be careful. The Barrel Strike comes in. He gets the Silver Edge off. The Homing Missile will land. Blink Call. That lands on 2. Now they're going to be in trouble, but the Eagles comes out from the Earth Spirit. That'll keep them alive a little bit longer, but they already lose the Dark. For the epicenter is going to be started by the Sand King. They do a lot of damage to these two heroes. Burrow Strike follows it up, but Shackles are there with the dunk. They try to at least get one. The Magnetize plays down. That's a double dunk. They'll lose the Shadow Shaman and the Axe. Phantom Lancer, he's pushing top. Nowhere near this fight, and it's a 3 for 4.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is fortified.
Supernova.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You
attack.
can't. He should have just hit it. I think he had the ability to get in there and kill the Supernova, but pushing him after the Supernova is fine as well. The only problem is the middle tier 3 goes down to just the DK. The buyback comes through from the Axe. They take the range racks. They'll look at the melee racks. And again, they could go after this. It's just the Phoenix defending for the moment. If Phantom Lancer wanted to continue to move forward, I think he could and take a full set. Now you're kind of behind. You lost the set of racks over mid. They still have a tier 2 on the Dire side.
Dire's top shrine is under attack. Dire's top shrine has fallen.
They'll never see this coming.
So 34-35. The kills are staying even with the time. Burrow Strike, as well as the Boulder Smash coming in to kill the Disruptor. Now 36-34 with a 1,000 net worth lead, but going in his Axe. Axe, this is by himself. This is not the play you need to be making. Being alone. You can't just be the hero by yourself. If they're able to chase and get you, yeah, you're gonna die. Being again, it's just play after play. It seems like the Radiant are falling apart. This is another set of Serpent Wards that are placed with no purpose. instead of pushing out the tier, you know, the bottom tier, or two of the bottom tier 3, he drops them in the middle of the lane. They're on cooldown for 100 seconds. Those could be used defensively or offensively towards their towers. It's just, to me, that it's another one. It just seems, I don't know, questionable.
Radiant's
A
top
gift
tower
from the
is under
tempest of
attack.
battle.
Where's my pension?
Phantom Lights are also going for a silver edge. They have another toxin. Their gold could be better spent.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I liked it on the Viper to get one more break, but both Viper and the Phantom Lancer,
Radiant's top tower has
I
fallen.
just don't quite understand.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They find themselves the Phantom Lancer, BKB pop of the DK, Magnetize on top. They've got Dust. They've got the kill. He doesn't have buyback. Pressure coming out bottom to try and get this tier 2. Creeps moving in, so backdoor will be down in a second.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Static Storm. As well as the Shackle, and they use Serpent Words. The Meteor Hammer hits the SK. They'll stick at the Burrow Strike out, they'll lose the DK, they'll lose the SK, and now, well, this Supernova is not long for this world. 3 heroes dead on the Dire who misplay that immensely.
Double damage!
1,000 net worth lead. Dire. At points have looked like they could seal up this game. Nobody's taken Roche yet. And as I say that, they go into the pit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Immortality!
Dire's middle tower
Now the
is under
Radiant having
attack.
this Aegis feel confident. Put the Aegis on... on the Viper. No.
Dire's middle tower is under
Put it on the
attack.
Axe. Okay. Blink Burrow Strike. Elder Dragonborn BKB is going to be used by the DK. They'll look to get the kill. They've dropped the Nether Toxin down. They'll get the kill in the SK, so one dead already for the Dire, but they're coming in with a lot of these heroes all on the Radiant side. The BKB is going to be popped by the Gyro Counter. They go after the DK, who's got the Lotus Orb on top of him. The Supernova will end up popping. They take the Axe, but it's only his first life. They've already lost the Shadow Shaman as well as the Viper. The Rolling Boulder in will miss the Disrupted the Sunray on top of the Axe. Trying to do enough damage. Won't be able to finish off this Dragonite. Finally, a Spirit Lance will.
We must clean our pike.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Disruptor getting chased, but they give up chase pretty easily. A bit surprising. Spirit Lance out of mana. When the Glimmer Cape comes out, he needs to be careful getting up to the high ground.
Mere coin.
So it's still 3,000 net worth lead here for the Dire, but that was a good fight, I would say, from the Radiant. But again, I think the Phantom Lancer has to be a little bit more confident.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
What have we here?
Top of the net worth for the DK. These BKBs getting lower and lower. 8 seconds here on the DK. 9 seconds on the Gyro, so not horrible yet. The longer these fights go on and the lower those BKBs get, the more problematic it'll become. There's a lot here when you don't have those BKBs for the Radiant side.
It's two ways.
Blink, Burrow Strike, hits the Axe. Now they've got everything on top of it. All 5 heroes are here for the Dire. The Blade now is going to be popped by the Axe, but it's not going to be enough for somebody on top of him. Static Storm is doing a lot of damage with the Meteor Hammer coming through. That hits onto the Phoenix, but the BKB is going to be popped by the DK. They'll get themselves 1 for 1 so far. They will get through the Disruptor. Magnetize on top of him. They'll take the Shadow Shaman. 3 heroes are going to be dead here for the Radiant side. And Dire just lose the SK. BKB is coming out. Again, just keeping these heroes alive, and you see where, when these BKBs become lower and lower, where it presents itself into being a problem.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Radiant structures
Dust for the Phantom Lancer. Hit with the Yule. Dragon Tail comes out. Lotus Orb on top and the Rolling Boulder. And the damage
Radiant's bottom tower
should be enough. Taking out this Phantom Lancer, who's all by himself again.
Be the last thing you see.
He bought back. That's questionable again. Bloodthorn finished for this DK, or for the, yeah, for the DK. Viper in the BKB.
Invisibility.
It's gonna be a 10-second BKB for him. Shadow Blade, I mean, just again, I don't understand the Shadow Blade pickup. It just makes no sense. And again, another Radiant hero picked off by himself. You're too late and too far into this game to be by yourself. It just does not seem smart to be by yourself. Both teams, enormous pick-off potential. If either of these teams were to go down as 5 right now, and fight as 5,
Thanks from above.
think you can win a fight. With how split both teams are, if either one of them were to make the decision and just go, as a team, I just don't know if they'd be stopped. Question is, did he buy this Shadow Blade and is he now holding off on the Silver Edge?
Just what I needed.
Satanic for the gyro. You've got heroes coming over towards top. They're as 4 right now with the axe still
Dire's
dead.
top barracks are under attack.
So let's see if this can go in their direction. They've got the shackle, but immediately stopped by the Guerrero Strike that comes up from the Sand King. Static Storm, wait on 2. BKB is going to be used into the Elder Dragon when the Supernova comes out. And now Radiant taking a lot of damage. They'll lose 3 heroes here. The BKBs help once again. That's going to be a 4th. Axe is back up. He's in this fight way too late. And as 5, the Dire win this fight. Without the Phantom Lancer for 100 seconds, he raged back, or I don't know why he bought back with no pressure coming into his base. But, well, it did not go well. And he's dead again for a long time. This Earth Spirit is so farmed. The extra 150 gold per minute is nice, but he's also level 25. Well, level 25. Oh, well, Phantom Lancer has it now, but around the same time.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
They'll start to look towards top.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Taking this tier 2, but the blink call, that comes out. A lot of damage being done, but not enough damage being done. And now the axe, who again tries to be a hero, ends up dying. And Serpent Ward's
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
placed again. Mid.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess this is to kind of hold, but why wouldn't you put him a little further up? Axe is dead for 65. Then under the Phantom Lancer for 14. Running out of Static Storm. The Meteor Hammer is not going to land on anything. He's hit with the Dragon Shell anyway. Disruptor trying to make something happen. A little bit too close to the enemies. BKB popped by the Viper. They have to go after the Supernova. If you're not going to focus it, you're going to get stunned up and put yourself in a bad spot. Stunned up. Manta staying alive for now as the shackles are out onto the Phoenix, but he doesn't end up dying. The buyback comes out from the DK. Viper ends up going down. Phantom Lancer gets himself one, but not before he's dead again. Buyback from the Shadow Shaman and the Viper.
Are fortified.
This is not going well, and the Viper ends up dying after buying back. He goes after one hero and loses his life. This should just be it. Creeps pushing in mid. Your top racks are gone.
Has fallen. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Seems crazy to me the times that the Radiant have just gone one after the other.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Green call. Pops the Blade Mail. Boulder Smash comes out. Look at the Gyrocopter. He's dead for 100. Rolling Boulder comes in onto the Shadow Shaman. He's dead. And Axe looking like he might be next. It's pushed away. The call comes out. The Rolling Boulder as well as the Magnetize. And I believe he tried to dunk there, but now everybody's dead. They do end up losing the DK, so the base will technically hold with no heroes coming in. But everybody's dead on the Radiant side, and anybody who could push these towers is dead on the Dire, so things slowing down at least for now. Axe has buyback, but again,
The war may now continue.
Radiant's bottom tower has
looking
fallen.
for the blink call, knowing he has the Yules.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Good call on the Sand King. Windmill pop, but not exactly hitting back into you. Row Strike ends up short, and now Axe just keeping them at bay for the moment. Call coming out again. There's Yules one more time. Axe hasn't been able to find a kill yet, but now he finally has the help of the Phantom Lancer, who comes through with the Spirit Lance. He'll pop a Blade Mail. Gyrocopter's coming in. Now with the double damage, this could go horribly for the Radiant side. They look over. Blade Mail will get the kill on the Sand King, but the Epicenter continues to rain on. They've got the Sun Ray. They've got the BKB pop on the Phantom Lancer. He just doesn't have the damage. He's dead again for 100 seconds. They look over at the Viper. He doesn't have buyback either. The Supernova on top of him. The cooldown comes out for the Gyrocopter to get the kill. 3 heroes dead once more. Make it a 4th. Oh my. Dire. Pulling ahead. Pulling away with what looks to be the win.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Silence coming in on the Shadow Shaman. He's dead. Everybody gone. And this game should be over.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen dire. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Dire. Put it all together. Radiant never coming together as a team, really. And they lose the Gyrocopter, but it's not going to matter.